guess what? It's peppermint time. Yep, we're going to use this gorgeous bow we made, and we are going to use our latest kit that even comes with the swag base ready to go. If you've never tried a swag before, now is the time. You're going to love it. We're going to make it super simple and easy. You'll be able to put it together in a snap. So come on, Blue Merinos, let's get in here and let's make it together. This is everything that comes in our kit. And the first thing you're going to want to do is kind of sort all your supplies out when you grab the kit. It's got these neat little white leaves that are a beautiful little glitter on there. Let me show you. It's a little bit larger, so look how pretty. It totally sparkles. That's going to add that really over-the-top sparkle. Then we have here some killer. These are candy canes, but they've got silver and a sparkle to them as well. And of course, we couldn't do without our red twigs. I love twigs so much, but when they're red and glitter, bonus. And then a couple of cute little lollipops. Yummy, that are peppermint flavored. Don't eat them. Just for decoration, guys. But it's going to be pretty enough to eat. So I think you're going to love it. So let's jump right in and get started. When you get your swags, and this goes with any swags, you do have to fluff them out, basically. In design school, we call that shaking hands, and it's always an important part of the process. I kind of started on this one already, but what you're trying to do is give it a nice flat back, and that way it'll lay nice onto your door. And then the next step is to take some pieces and kind of have them come forward. So we have a little bit of that mixing in, into each section. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put this right on our wreath board here. And don't forget, our wreath making stands are available. They come natural brown. I've painted mine white, but they are super handy. Once you start making more pieces, you're going to want one, because the way they're designed, they allow you to push and pull without sliding around. They are tested over time. Their design I came up with many years ago, and plus my good friend Betty makes them. So they're made right here in the U.S. in Georgia, and we ship them out to you from Houston. I am very proud of them, so grab one of those. If you don't have one, you're going to love it. Now, I got to start with my background here, and my background in this design is going to be the twigs. I'm going to grab those first, and we're going to start to lay out how exactly big we want it to be. Now, I know I want to make a big bow, and I'll make a big statement with this, so I'm going to start with these, and we'll start by putting them in. Now, their stems are pretty long, which is kind of good. It'll allow us to be, have that stability to the base. I'm going to get my wire cutters out here. But I want these to kind of poke in and out, so they kind of have some good movement. So I'm going to take and trim that off right there. So it has a pretty good long stem. And then I'll take and dip this in the glue. And we'll start by putting our first piece in. Alrighty. Now in design school, we talk about depth and dimension all the time, and how it's really important in our pieces, because the more depth and dimension we add, the little higher value our piece becomes or appears or looks. And that makes a big difference on our finished pieces. So I've glued, and then I twisted some of the wires around to hold it in place. And we're going to do the same thing on the bottom. And I'm going to switch it around and kind of decide where I want my bow to be. And that's where we'll take and overlap the two. Okay? So I'm going to trim this one also. And let's load her up with glue and put her right in. So the glue kind of holds it temporarily, and then the twisting really makes sure it's going to stay in place. So I'm going to push this up into the base, and then we're going to twist. Make sure you grab the glue too. You want it to be nice and sticky on a bunch of pine. There you go, and twist this in. So this time of year, it's so fun to use the pine bases because we can let them show. We don't have to cover them up. But you can see we kind of extended the lines way off of there, which is exactly what we want to do, because today we're going to use a really, really big bow. All right. Before we get to that part, we're going to want to put in our curlicues that are actually, we're using them at Christmas time. We use them for candy canes, right? Fun, silvery candy canes. And we're going to kind of repeat where these are. We're just going to go a little bit lower. And I'm going to take and twist the curls where they kind of match where the red pieces are. So we're just going to lay it right on top right there. And I'm going to build that up. And in design school, we talk about, that layering and bringing color around. And we go into a lot of depth about that because it's important with your lines that you're creating and all of that to, you know, you tell a story with your pieces. That's what we're going to do right here. Tell a really great story about how yummy and cute all these peppermints are. So that one goes in right there. And now I'm going to grab the other one. And we're going to flip it around and have it go the opposite from that one. So I'll just have this one come down and it'll be a little shorter. So you can see we've kind of shifted up. So our bow is going to be up higher. And that way we can have that pretty pieces come down between our beautiful tails on our bow. So if you don't have a link to the bow video and you need it, just let us know because the bows are filmed separately and in different videos. So just ask and we'll get you the link to the bow video too. And on supply list or on the kits, when you go to Keleas.com, there is links there to find all the videos for that kit. So you can go and watch and enjoy and snag the kit for the project you want to do. Okay? I'm going to twist that around. And then when you're ready to really make a higher level design, you can come join us in design school, where I'm going to take you through the process and you're going to learn how to do it for the long haul, and your work is going to be stunning and next level. Because that's what we want to do. Like, we're not content with basic. We want to go next level, baby. All right, grab your white leaves. They're going to go in next. And we're going to be using them all to add our glittery shine to kind of pump up the white pine in here. But before we even put these in, let's go ahead and put the bow in so we're not covering them up. So I'm going to set that aside for a second and grab your luscious bow. This is the fun part because literally it's going to come together so quick. Now we're going to tie this in the center just around all the goodies we had already put in. Remember, I already have a cable tie in the back of the bow, so I'm ready to attach it. And it's going to go in right here. And I'm going to pull that around and just pull it tight, possibly. I made such a big bow. I love it. I just adored this 4-inch ribbon. So I knew we were going to have to celebrate it in style because it was going to pull this whole design together. Now, once you get it in the center, it's your job to take and manipulate the tails and make them work for you. Have some dimension. Yeah, I'm doing it again, more dimension. You're going to be sick of dimension by the time we're done here. But that is my thing. That is what I love to teach and how important it is. You can design all you want with pretty things, but if it looks flat and you don't use color and lines and texture to really just, you know, utilize these beautiful pieces that you're buying to put together, you're missing out. You are missing out. All right, I got my candy. Bring your curls forward. We want them to stick out. Oh, yeah. So cute. I'm going to bring my little candy ribbon over. And then in the center, I will have this curl coming out and this big one down here. Just have them work out and really come out between the ribbon because that'll hold that out there too. You know, hold it in place. Let's bring this in. Okay. Oh, yeah. Look at it already. Like it's good already. Simple. Okay. Now the leaves. Now those leaves. So we really want to pop the top first because that's the most important part up here. These have a really long stem. We don't need it that long. We're going to trim that off a little and keep it at about 4 inches. And I'm going to start right here in the center. We're going to start to put these in around the bow. So right here, going to go into the pie right behind that bow. We'll pop that first one in. Oh, beautiful. Let's put one right underneath the bow, the same place. I cut that one a little bit shorter because we don't need to fight for space. And when I'm putting it in, I'm trying to get it right underneath that cable tie, right in there. Okay, layered up, gorgeous. All right, we got those two pieces in, just kind of working opposite. And now let's jazz it up. I'm gonna put another piece up high. So we'll have that come out of that right top corner and really jazz it up here. So I'm gonna bring this in, kind of layer it in right next to where you put the candy cane. And I can kind of slide that in there so the glue holds. Oh, yeah. See how those kind of go like this? Exactly what you want. Now, let's come down, and we're going to work some more of this sparkle right out of the middle. We're just going to zigzag it down. You get 5 pieces of this in the kit, so you've got enough to kind of jazz it up. And it really takes the basic pine up a notch, and I think it looks great in here. So I told you you're gonna zigzag it, so you're gonna bring this one into the right, and I'm gonna try to just slide it right in here. And there's a piece of the pine going over the candy cane, and I was able to put it in just right there. And we're gonna go one more down low. This is a great kit. I think you're going to love it. All right, let's go. Let me bring it up a little bit while we put that bottom piece in. And we're gonna zigzag it to the other side. So when I see it zigzag, all you're doing is just crisscrossing, kind of. One to the left, one to the right. And I'm gonna grab this one with pine because there wasn't a great place to put this one. Like the others, I could kind of sneak in a little crevice. Oh my gosh, look at it close. Ready? Whoa! Stunning! Y'all make sure you check out the finished images at the end of the video. But we're almost done. Ba-da-ba-ba. Next, candies. Candies are in. They're just a classic favorite look. And these have a little bit of pop of white. So we're going to put one up high and one up low, one down low, or we could just stagger 2 high. You could play with it. If you wanted to just do 2 high, we could do one up here, right in here, and we could do one a little tighter to the bow, which would be really super cute. That wasn't my original plan because I thought we would do one coming out of the bottom of the bow, but the ribbon and the leaves look so good down here. Let's just jazz these up at the top. I think that'll look excellent. So I think we do like one, we could do one here, maybe one high here, and then one a little lower here, vice versa. I think I like it the opposite, high and low. Let's do it. Let's glue it. And do that on your piece. You know, stick it in, play with it, see what you like better. Step back. You know, I can show you how and give you all the lessons, but I'm excited when you use your own creative process to kind of change it up and do what you enjoy and love, because then that's where the magic happens. Literally, the magic starts to happen. And then you develop your own style and your look, and I'm here for inspiration, but then you take it from there, and that is the best part. That's what I'm so proud of all of my Blue Merinos in design school, because they learn to do that over time. And man, do you see it in their work? It is amazing. So I'm trimming this one down just a little bit, make it a little shorter because I'm going to go in tighter to the bow. And these have a little bow on. I'm leaving that on because that is so cute. It just adds a little extra touch. And I'm going to try to get this in the cable tie where the bow is. Yep, perfect. And then that'll come in right there and move those around. And yep, we did it. We did it. It is adorable. It's cute, it's classy, and it's jazzy. Man, with that bow, $1,000,000 on your door. So if you're doing peppermint or you got a space you could put this in, it would look great if you have one of those tinsel red trees we did. We made those red trees that we put up on the candlesticks. Look excellent with that. All right, I cannot wait to see what you make, Blue Merinos. I'm very excited to be with you today, creating, and I hope I've inspired you to make your home beautiful. And yeah, don't just decorate, guys. You got to design. I'll see you next